This is a quick presentation about how a traditional mortgage steals your money and how you can stop it. My name is Dave Brubaker. I'm an independent representative for United Financial Freedom. We're going to talk about becoming debt-free in one half to one-third the time with no change to your budget, no debt consolidation. We're not talking about refinancing, and you don't have to get a second job. Many people, when they see this, say, wow, that's magic. And we say, no, it's just math. So traditional banking, to get out of debt, they tell you to come consolidate for a lower monthly payment or refinance to a lower interest rate, or maybe even go on a biweekly payment plan. But our proprietary program does not require any refinancing. There's no standard of living change. You don't have to get a second job. Um, it's not biweekly. That only cuts off 7 years. And frankly, we'd like to have your whole house paid off in 7 years. And it's not a concept or a theory. We have a proven 15-year track record. Let's look at how amortization works. First of all, it's a $200,000 mortgage at 6% for 30 years. The payment remains fixed, but the interest and principal change monthly. So in month one, our interest is $1,000 and our principal is $199. In October, the interest is $999 and the principal is $200. November, it's $998, the principal is $201. Notice there's only a $1 difference per month in the interest and the principal. In December, we're $997 and $202, and then January and February. And by the end of 6 months, we've paid a total of $71.94. $59.83 went to interest, and only $12.11 went to principal. So we've only gained $1,211 on our mortgage. Not real encouraging, is it? So at the end of month one, we're supposed to have a 6% interest, but we ended up paying month one 83% interest. At the end of year 5, we paid in a total of $71,946. $13,891 has built up in equity, and $58,065 went to interest. By year 21, we have $100,122 in equity, and we still owe almost $100,000 on our mortgage. So it took 21 years just to get to the halfway mark. And if we stick with this for a full 30 years, we will have paid in $431,677, $231,000 of which went to interest. So we really paid 53% interest for our mortgage. Let's look at another scenario. How about a $300,000 mortgage at 4%? In year 1, our interest was 69%. In year 5, we've paid 63%. In year 6, we're paying 55%. And in year 15, 46.24%. There is a better way. And we want to talk about that for the next couple of minutes. First of all, let me ask you a question. Is it smart to take out a 10% loan to pay off a 6% debt? When that question was first posed to me, I said, absolutely not. That makes no sense. But let's take a look. Assume you borrow $1,012 at 10% from the bank. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to pay October, November, December, January, and February's principal payments in addition to our regular monthly payment. Now, what we've done is that when you make October's payment of $200, we've just eliminated $999 in interest. And we've eliminated $998 in November, and December's interest of $997, and $995 for January, and we've just gotten rid of February's interest payment of $994. So we actually eliminated $4,983, just a couple dollars under $5,000 off the back end of the loan. And we did that for $1,000. I don't know about you, but it makes sense to me to borrow $1,000 at 10% to save $5,000. What does that cost us? It costs us $120 a year. So how to pay off debt early? We do that by utilizing our checking account, savings account, credit cards, and a line of credit. And our program generates transfers like this every couple of months. Transfers to principal, making sure every dollar is either earning interest or canceling interest. There are 4 requirements for this program to work. Number 1, you have to have debt. Now, in our illustration, we're looking at mortgage debt, but it could be any kind of debt. It could be credit card debt, school loan debt, car loan debt. It doesn't have to be a mortgage. You have to have a checking account, a savings account, and you have to have the proprietary program. Now, it's optional, but if you could have an advanced line of credit, it could cut off an additional 6 months to 1 year. This could be a personal line of credit, a business line of credit. A credit card with a $300 minimum would also do. But we're going to use for our illustration a HELOC. That's a home equity line of credit. And you'll hear me referring to HELOC in the next couple of pages. Our proprietary program utilizes more than 8 money-saving strategies. We're just going to look at 4 of them quickly. It's interest accumulation, interest float, interest cancellation, and strategic payoff. So let's look at one possible scenario. This would be John and Rebecca Jones. They have a total income of $5,000. Their expenses are $4,800, so that gives them a discretionary income of $200. On the liability side, they've got a mortgage of $200,000 to 6%, payment of $1,199. We looked at this previously, and it's for 30 years. They also have a credit card with no balance at 12%. So the first strategy would be interest accumulation. In month 1, we're going to get a paycheck of $5,000, and we're going to put that into our checking account. And this is a hypothetical scenario, but let's assume that the program says you're not making any money in your checking account, so let's put that $5,000 over into savings, and you're getting 3%. That may not seem like a lot, but if you do this on a regular basis over a period of years, it can be substantial. Now, we're going to pay our bills with our credit card. Our $4,800, we're going to use that to make our mortgage payment and our car payment. We're going to buy groceries, pay our utilities with our credit card. So something has happened. We have now reduced our mortgage by $199, and we've gained $12 in our savings account. So this we would call interest accumulation. Now, the second principle would be in month 2, interest float. We've been using the $4,800 on our credit card interest-free for 30 days. So it's pretty important that when we get our next paycheck, that we take the $4,800 out of that paycheck to use it to pay down our credit card. So we don't have to pay any interest. And then the program may say, let's transfer from savings $37.89, and that puts $39.89 over into checking. So that leads us to the third principle of interest cancellation. Let's take $39.89 and use it to eliminate 18 payments and save $18,000. Now we come up with the number $39.89 because that's the number that our program gave us. So this is interest cancellation. Let's take a look at a summary of what just happened. So what happened after we apply the $39.89 to principal? Well, before this, we had a loan balance of $199,801. Now our loan balance has been reduced to $195,812. And the result is we reduced our balance by $39.89. Our payments remaining, before we had 358 payments remaining, now we only have 340 payments remaining. So we eliminated 18 payments. And we used to own $231,000, but by making this transfer to principal, we now only owe $212,000 in interest, which means that we wiped out $18,855 in interest. Now, hang with me here. Put on your thinking cap. If you had invested a lump sum $3,989, and let's say that that investment grew over time to $18,855, you would say that I received a 372% return on my money. Well, we just did that. We invested $3,989 into our mortgage and reduced our mortgage interest by $18,855. That's the same as if we would have received a 372% return, but it's an immediate return and there was zero risk. So if you've got some money and you're wondering what you should do with it, if you want to put it into the stock market or some other type of an investment, consider just dumping it on your mortgage. You'll probably get a higher return for your money here than anywhere else with no risk. So the fourth principle is strategic payoff. The more debt we have, the more payoff options there are to choose from. And the program chooses which ones to pay off first. Based on whether we have amortized interest or simple interest or compound interest, the program takes all that into consideration. We've got a mortgage, we've got a car loan, credit card, furniture loan, and student loan, and the program will choose which one to pay off first. So John and Rebecca Jones' summary, they paid off their house in 15.7 years. They only paid $125,000 in interest instead of $247,000. And John and Rebecca saved $121,886 plus 14 years of mortgage payments they can stash away for retirement. That was our first scenario. Let's look at a totally different scenario. We'll call it scenario 2. This couple has a monthly living expenses of $2,800. Their primary mortgage is the same, it's $1,199. Monthly net income is $5,000. So you subtract the total living expenses of $4,000, and now we have $1,000 in discretionary income instead of $200. What can we do with that? Well, keep in mind, we're using our HELOC like a checkbook. Okay, using our HELOC like a checkbook. In our proprietary program, we have something called a personal dashboard. And the dashboard would tell us we've got 9.9 years left to pay off our house. We're going to pay $67,000 interest, and we're going to save a potential of $164,600 in interest. Now it's going to tell us to start by borrowing $6,387 from our home equity line of credit, our HELOC. Month 1, our line of credit balance is 0, but we're going to borrow $4,000 to pay our living expenses, and we're going to borrow another $6,387 to apply to principal. So we have a new balance of $10,387 on our HELOC. We're going to put our paycheck in there, which is going to do two things. Number one, it's going to satisfy the bank's requirement to make a monthly payment. And also, it's going to reduce our HELOC balance down to $53.87. And we're going to add $44.90 for interest for the month. And so our ending balance is $54.32. So we canceled $29,215 in interest. We eliminated 29 payments. And what did that cost us? $44.90 to cancel $29,000 in interest. That's powerful. Months 2 and 3. We begin our loan balance in month 2 with $54.32. We borrow $4,000 to pay our living expenses, which gives us a new balance of $9,432. We put our paycheck in there, which reduces our balance to $44.32. And now we add $36.94 interest. So we begin month 3 with a loan balance in our HELOC of $44.69. Now we're going to take $4,000 out for our living expenses, and that gives us a new balance of $84.69. Our income, we're going to stick our check in there, and it's going to reduce our balance by $5,000. And so at the end of month 3, we owe $3,469 on our HELOC. We're going to add $28.91 interest. Now let's go into month 4. We're going to begin with a loan balance of $34.98. We're going to borrow $4,000 for our expenses again. Our new balance is $74.98. We're going to stick our paycheck in there, which reduces our balance to $24.98. And at the end of month 4, the program is going to tell us to borrow $4,231 and apply it to principal. So Our ending balance is $6,736. We're going to have paid $129 so far in interest for 3 months total. And for that, we've canceled $45,666 in interest, and we've eliminated 46 payments. What did it cost us to cancel $45,000? $129. Let that sink in for just a moment. All right, let's jump ahead to month 7. We're going to begin the month with a $48.74 balance on our HELOC. We're going to borrow $4,000 to pay our living expenses with a new balance of $88.74. And then we're going to drop our paycheck in there, which again meets the requirement to make a monthly payment on our HELOC. And then we have a balance of $38.74. The program's going to tell us to apply another $39.11 to principal, which gives us an ending balance at the end of month 7 of $77.85. We're going to add $64.88 interest. So, so far we have paid $320 interest over 7 months, and we've eliminated $59,000 in interest. We've eliminated 61 monthly mortgage payments. What did it cost us to save $60,000? $320. Okay, let's look at a summary. Let's say in month 5, our amortization schedule says we still owe 309 payments. In month 6, we owe 308 payments. In month 7, we only owe 292 payments because we reduced our balance down to 183,000. Now, in month 8, watch this. This is really cool. But our principal payment is $280. We had a $20.86 principal jump in just 1 month. In month 7, our principal was $259. Now, all of a sudden, it's $280. Remember in the beginning, our principal was going up by about $1 a month. In 8 months, it would be about $8. So actually, we had begun the mortgage with a principal payment of $199. Now here we are in month 8 already. Our principal payment is $280. We've had a 8-month total principal jump of $81. In our traditional conventional plan, we would have only jumped our principal by $9 after 8 months. Wow. So we've canceled $59,153 in interest. We've eliminated 61 payments, and we are well on our way to being ahead of the game on our mortgage. Now, on the proprietary software, our dashboard after 7 months would say we're right on track to pay off our house in 9.3 years. The interest remaining is $60,424. We're still on track to save $164,600, but we've actually saved $59,000 already. And we're looking at our dashboard, and it's giving us instructions that here in month 8, we can take out another $29.34 to apply to principal. How do we compare? Well, we call our proprietary program the Money Max account versus the conventional plan. The balance after 7 months with Money Max is $183,797 versus $198,585. And on the conventional plan, we would have to make payments every month for 5.7 years to get a balance of $183,000. Whereby on the Money Max account, we've already reached that balance after just 7 months. At the time to pay off is 9.9 years versus 30 years, and the total interest paid is $67,000 compared to $231,000. So choose one. You want to go with the 9.9-year plan or the 30-year plan? Now, in the 9.9-year plan, we've saved $164,600, and we've also saved 20 years of having to make mortgage payments. Wow. So What we need to do this is a home equity line of credit or a personal line of credit or a commercial line of credit or a secured line of credit or a credit card. However, after reworking all the software, spending millions of dollars, now all we really need to make this work is just a checking and savings account. Before, we had to eliminate people who had just a debt, no mortgage debt. Now we can help folks who have regular debt with no mortgage, and we can help people who have no credit, where they couldn't get a home equity line of credit. It doesn't matter because it works with just a checking account and savings account. Let's take a look at the difference. The line of credit method that we just used um, shows that we're going to have an income coming into our checking account, and then we move that to pay down our line of credit. And we have another paycheck that comes in, and we move that to pay down our line of credit. And when it reaches what we call the optimal transfer point, we then can borrow money to make strategic debt payoffs, either on our mortgage or our car or our toys, whatever they may be. And so the program makes a decision as to which one to pay on this month. Now, in the checking and savings account method, it works very similarly, but we get our paycheck and we then allocate it over into our savings. And we get another paycheck and we allocate it over into our savings. And once we get to the optimal transfer point, we then use our savings account to make additional payments over to our debts. And in this case, the program decides that this month we should make an additional payment on the principal of our mortgage. So the question you may be asking is, well, why do I need this? Why can't I just apply money to principal by myself? Good question. That's exactly what I asked the founder of the company when I sat down with him um, at a lunch down in southern Florida a couple of months ago. And he said that's what everybody asks. And frankly, the program computes the optimal time to leverage money and float and cancel interest to pay off all your debt in record time. It sounds simple, but the formula has millions of lines of code, many different algorithms, hard at work all the time, and it is beyond human reasoning. Banks have relied on this math and timing to make money work for them. Now you too can begin to bank like a bank. This is much more complicated than just trying to work things out on an Excel spreadsheet. It goes way beyond that. So we call this your financial GPS. You know, in a traditional GPS, if you're wanting to get from point A to point B, it will tell you to turn here, turn there. And if you get lost or you make a wrong turn, it will recalculate. Well, just like a GPS, the program constantly recalculates. It's taking every single aspect into your financial situation into account. And if you've got multiple streams of income, or if your income is commission-based, you need to go in and readjust that each month. And it wants to know how much do you owe and for how long, and is the interest rate fixed, adjustable, simple, amortized, compound. It anticipates what's coming down the road, things like vacations and holiday spending and tax returns. It also plans for the unexpected because stuff happens. This is truly a GPS for your finances. It guides you to pay off all debts. It makes complicated decisions for you, and it stays focused. Whereas as humans, we can get off track and we can lose focus. This puts us right back on track. It tracks our success, it builds wealth, and it lets you know the exact day and year that you will be debt-free. If you're considering buying a boat or some other kind of toy, or taking a long vacation, you put that into the financial GPS and it will calculate how that will affect your payoff date, and also how it will affect your retirement money, because that would eliminate money that would normally go into an investment. So the Money Max account does not move money, does not pay bills. There are no account numbers, no social security numbers, No one has access to your money. It's simply an account register that wants to know two things: how much money is coming in and how much money is going out. So you can update your account in as little as 10 minutes a month. You're not going to be glued to a computer for a long period of time. Now, a quick summary is you can eliminate all your debt in as little as 5 to 7 or 7 to 10 years. Each person's scenario is different. It helps you make educated financial decisions. In many cases, it improves credit scores, and you own the program for life. You can use it on multiple houses, and there's no monthly fees, no contracts, no surprises. There are lifetime updates that will cost you nothing, and there's live customer support and coaching when you need it. So um, for this program, well, this program has received national recognition. Actually, we're 15 years old, so somewhere around 2005 is when the company started. In 2008, they were the recipient of the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award. And this is not an award that Ernst & Young gives out easily. They put companies through intensive due diligence, look at their finances, their longevity, their retention, their product viability, and the impact that what they're doing has on consumers. It's the same award that's been given to Apple and eBay and Starbucks and Microsoft. We've also been featured in many business publications. I copied this right from our company website, which updates live. And it says here that we've eliminated total debt as of January the 10th, $2.031 billion of consumer debt has been eliminated. It's an epidemic in America, consumer debt is. And we're proud of the fact that we're attacking it head on and we're providing a solution. So we have guaranteed results. Just follow the system. If for some reason you're following the system and it does not give you the results that you were told you would get, we have a 100% money back guarantee. So your question you're asking right now is, will this work for me? Well, I can't say for sure. It depends on a couple variables, and the only way to find out is to schedule a free financial analysis with the person who referred you. And then you'll know. You know the exact day and month and year when you can be debt free without having to get a second job. So your next step is to get your free analysis. It is a very comprehensive analysis that will show you exactly where you stand and what the future looks like if you incorporate this system. So let the numbers do the talking. We don't have to do any selling. It's something that the numbers either say it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. So contact me, please. Give me a call. I look forward to meeting you. We can talk about your situation. We can do a personalized analysis. I can answer your questions. My name is Dave Brubaker, 717-283-7314. I'm Eastern Standard Time. There's my email if you'd like to email me. Let's connect, and I can send you some more information, some websites, and some other presentations that may answer more of your questions. Thank you.